I got a couple things written down. I'm going to have to glance at my sheet of paper. I want to start by just welcoming everybody, congratulating Casey and Anne. Very honored to be your best man. One quote to help everyone understand who I am very briefly, very quickly. Mark Twain said, "All emotion is involuntary when genuine." I'm an emotional dude, so deal with it. Thanks to the Roach family for opening up their home. Beautiful place to have a wedding. I understand, I think it's the third one in the family. It's amazing. Who cares if it did rain, because we're all here together celebrating. For those that don't know, I'm Casey's cousin. We grew up together taking trips up to the Iron Range, down to Okoboji as kids. We spent a lot of time with our Uncle Mike, who taught us all the essentials in life. How to squirt innocent bikers with super soakers. How to make prank phone calls. One of the more memorable times from childhood is when Uncle Mike took Casey and I and two of my other brothers to Chicago to go. We stopped in Milwaukee for a Brewers game and then went to a White Sox game in Chicago. And we were at a restaurant called Ed DeBevick's. I think it's kind of like a Dick's Last Resort, where you go in and they make fun of you and tear you apart and ruin your night. And so they went particularly hard at Casey. He's an easy target, but he also usually wins. And I recall that he told the server, "It's not my fault that you live in your parents' basement." And he was like 15. Who would have known? 12? Who would have known he had that type of foresight? It wasn't his parents' basement, but it was Uncle Mike's basement that he ended up in. So he was wise beyond his years back then. No one knew it. After the teenage years, we went to college. I always thought it was unique that Casey went to St. Mary's, where my dad went.
SMU.
I went to Bemidji State, where his dad went. After college, Casey's one of his first jobs was up in Duluth selling pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals.
That's right.
And his territory was Bemidji, was in his territory. So he spent a lot of time on Tuesday nights coming to Bemidji, acting like he was still in college. We had probably...
That's why I don't work there anymore.
But he got to know a lot of my friends, and his friends today. Some of them are here. We've probably forgotten some of more of the memorable nights from back then. After college, I don't really know why, but the family decided to send Casey and I to Florida to take Grandma and Grandpa's car down there. So they were going to fly and we were going to drive it down.
No money.
And they gave us no money. They'll claim differently, but they're lying to you. The very little money they did provide never saw like hotel rooms. We stopped in Nashville and went to bars. It hardly covered gas. And I didn't have a job then. It was right after I graduated. Like a week after I graduated. We had but we had one hell of a time. So we spent one night in Nashville, and then we got to Destin, Florida, where my grandparents were living, and they weren't down there yet. It was New Year's Eve. And so we went to McGuire's Irish Pub and celebrated for us and everybody else. And I won't fear you with the details of that evening, but at the end of the night, we had found a couple bars on the beach that were open later than McGuire's. And I remember watching Casey run off the dock, jeans, shoes, jacket, whatever, and jump into the ocean. And he said he's taking the ocean home. And we had a couple mile walk to their condo building So me also being brilliant at that hour, I took the highway. So he's swimming and I'm walking the highway to meet each other a few miles away. We get back and it's retirees were not, and they were curious as to why he's wet, why we're both overserved, not by our own fault. Then Grandma and Grandpa came down, straightened things out, sent us back. Over the last several years, Casey and I have gotten a lot closer. We play softball together. We both live in, well, I live in St. Paul, but we both live in the cities. Share a lot of mutual friends. Several months ago, when he met Anne, he's like, they met at a bar, and I remember him telling me, you know, I really like Anne. I'm like, yeah, cool, that's good. You should. You're dating her. He's like, no, I really like her. Casey, he can be serious, but he was very serious. He's like, no, I really like Anne. Like, he knew pretty darn quick that he wanted to marry you. So then he told me her name's Anne Roach and she's from Little Falls. And I have a lot of friends from Little Falls. From me going to Bemidji. I spent a lot of time in this.
Keep telling me this.
I in Little Falls.
Go up.
He's like, yeah, Anne Roach. I'm like, well, she's got to be Roach. She's a sibling or cousin. Or there's got to be relation. And I said, I've known Joel a long time through mutual friends. I mean, he's a great guy. I had to imagine that his sister's a decent gal.
So you may as well
That's just how small the world is. And we found other connections with, you know, with BJ and through the days, the last couple days. But so it was, I'm like, I mean, it just starts to make more sense the more you learn. That's kind of it. I want everyone to put their hands in the air, put their glasses in the air. I just want to say, in case you're a cousin, but on behalf of myself and our siblings, we've never thought of you as a cousin. You're a brother.